Hi guys, Go Retro back in the action, and this is our first podcast, so Max, do you want to explain what a podcast is?
Basically, we are doing our own spin-off kind of movie fight. We're going to be here for about half an hour, so get comfy, get some popcorn or something. We're just going to be talking, we got the questions here. Yep, so let's get straight into number one. Guys might be doing this quite often, so get comfy.
Okay, most adorable movie character. I'm going to go with Baby Groot on this one. Max is going to go with Minions, so Max, do you want to explain why?
I'm going to go with Minions because they're just the franchise of Despicable Me, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're cute and they're just everything that a cute, adorable new character needs.
They've all got a lot of comedy, haven't they? Yeah.
They don't speak a lot of
English.
Yeah. There's actually about 15 languages put together. Chinese, Japanese, German, Swedish, Norwegian, I think, English, and then quite a few accents. Sorry, I just have a dripping tap there, it's quite freaky. Yep, so that's kind of my minion. Well, my first fight. We're going to do two fights, so basically, my first fight was then, we explain the character and why, then the other person goes, and then we fight why that character is better.
Okay.
So,
not a literal fight.
yeah.
So Baby Groot, mine, just come out Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, as we may have explained on Guardians of the Galaxy 2 review. And I picked Baby Groot because he's really funny, he's adorable, and most of all, he's just awesome. He's like, even though he's like so small, he's got all these sort of powers that can make him go nuts, basically. If you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2, he can like pull vines from his hands. He can he's like so small. He's about this big, about 5 inches, 6 inches, 7 inches. He basically, if you've seen what Groot is, he's basically a living plant. But like if it gets killed, it can like be planted and then grow up and back into a Groot again, basically like a tree. So yeah, that's my explanation of Baby Groot.
So basically, I would say Minions are more adorable because, well, this is not really a fight, but they came first. Let's not get into the argument of that one. They don't kill people as such like Groot does.
Yeah.
And Baby Groot is it's not the original Groot, is it?
No.
So your fight white Minions.
I gotta go with Baby Groot because he's squealy, a little squeaky even, and he's just more funny. Minions, I think, overdid it a bit because there's like loads of them, and I don't think you need that much to like complete a mission.
Like, some have got one eye and a short, some have got 2 eyes, some have got, they're all different head shapes and stuff.
But as I said, I don't think you need that much to complete like a mission. But as he has like a companion, Dr. Nefario, and I think he only needs like about 4 minions, as you may have seen in Despicable Me 2. But I'm going to go with Baby Groot on this one because he can just fight in himself if he was versing a small creature like him.
Yeah, okay, so good fight. 1-0 to Finn. I'm going to go on that one. So, Finn?
Best X-Men character, I'm going to go with, sorry, a bit thirsty as well. I'm going to go with young Xavier on this one. I think he's really good. I think his expressions are believable, and the acting and the script. Well, the script he produces is quite believable, and like he's trying to help everyone in the world. Trying to he just what X-Men do is basically just like fight crime, like basically what the Avengers do as well. And I just think Xavier has that sort of emotion to him that can make him like explode, if you will. Not literal, but like he can like feel other people's emotions and like see what the past is from.
So I am choosing Magneto. As you chose Xavier. Magneto is Xavier's arch enemy. Well, they started off friends and then they were enemies, friends, enemies, friends, enemies.
No, it's enemies, isn't it?
No, because they started.
Oh no, because
they're enemies because Xavier saves him. Then they become enemies. Then they become friends again for the fight. and then they become enemies, and then they become friends again after the fight, and then Magneto says what he does.
Yeah.
So basically Magneto is his arch enemy, and he basically is the Darth Vader of the X-Men series, the big bad guy which everyone's scared of. He has a soft side to him, and I think
It's like his weakness, isn't it? It's like talking about his parents and stuff.
His parents, because he came from Nazi Germany. Well, was it Poland or Germany?
It's Poland.
Well, time of Nazi Germany. And he still has the scars, the marks. I just think he's a really powerful character. I think the films where, like, X2, where he isn't in it as much, the films aren't as good. Same with X1, there's more Xavier. I think we all love seeing young Magneto as well. So yeah, that's the explanation of Magneto.
I just think, like, sometimes Fassbender can be a bit wooden sometimes with his like expressions, because he's like got this stern face and he's like frowns quite a lot all the time. You know what I mean?
I think that's his character though. Yeah.
But I just think, because like for his character he needs to be more like aggressive and stuff, not like shoving like cars and like bending people's claws off a lot of the time.
I do have a problem with Xavier as well. I find Xavier can be the same in every film.
He overdoes a lot of the time, doesn't he? Yeah.
And there's a timeline with Magneto where he goes. If you've seen X-Men Apocalypse, you'll know, and First Class, you'll know that there's a soft side to him, especially with his daughter and his wife and stuff. And you see that timeline with him going up and down as a character and his emotions, but you don't really see that with Xavier, do you?
No, he's just like straight into it, like what's happening. But you get what it's coming over, because Xavier's been that much. He can like feel people, and he can see tears, because it's obviously an emotion of like sadness.
So who's the winner of that one?
I don't know. Your choice.
I think Magneto won.
Okay, Magneto won.
Yeah, timeline.
Yeah.
Guys, if you disagree with any, just comment down below.
Terminator versus Matrix.
No, best Guardians character.
Oh, sorry, yeah, best Guardians character.
That's the next one.
Yeah.
You're going.
I'm going to go with Rocket. He's more aggressive, more awesome. He's just more like, he has an emotional side to him, as we may have heard from the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 trailer review. And the fact that he's been put together and made into some sort of raccoon, or he started off with a raccoon and been made into a killing machine. It's like basically just like escapes from prisons and like.
As you can see in the first line, sorry for interrupting you. As you can see in the first line of the first scene with him and Groot, and it's a really good walking scene where they're all walking. Says something along the lines of "I escape every prison," which explains his in and out life.
Yeah.
So I'm choosing Star-Lord or Peter Quill. I'd say Peter Quill and Star-Lord are both very good characters. The most believable, because as you see at the start of Guardians, Peter Quill's mother is dying in hospital. He doesn't have a father. He walks outside, puts his Walkman on, and basically gets sucked up by a massive spaceship, which is Yondu.
Yeah, Yondu's ship. And
the rest of his life, as we find more out in Volume 2, which I think the fans wanted to, we find more about how he's got more emotional side.
Yeah.
And
he goes into his life a bit more, doesn't it?
Yeah. It starts off with him being the same sarcastic character, and then he goes into a more realistic character, which I feel really helps us bond with Star-Lord himself. So you'll find.
Yeah, I think Rocket, he's just more into it. Even though he described himself as family to the group, I think he's just more corrupt in a way. He's like more into it. He just wants to do it. He just can't stop. As you may have seen from the Volume 2, he steals the batteries. No offense for spoilers, but yeah, he steals the batteries. He's just like, he's basically like a 10% of like Han. He steals a lot of stuff and he doesn't care what he does really.
He's a bit like a cocky spaceman, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
I think exactly what I just said before. There's nothing else I can say about Star-Lord. He's the same. He's emotional. He's the one which. There's no Star-Lord. There'd be no Guardians of the Galaxy.
No. Because he's only like joined the group, didn't he? Yeah.
I still don't think Guardians would be as good without. It definitely wouldn't be as good without Rocket.
No.
But you could still have Guardians of the Galaxy without Rocket Raccoon. If you took Star out, there'd be no Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
If you took Rocket out, there still could be a Guardians of the Galaxy. Do you know what I mean?
But like Rocket's with Groot in here all the time. So it'd just be like the 3 of them or the 4 of them.
Yeah. So
I think I'm going to go with Star-Lord in this one again as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Next on, as you may have heard before, we Terminator versus Matrix. A lot of the reasons why I think Matrix is a good film is because the whole idea of being plugged into like an immortal, unit of like viruses, as we may call the people dressed in suits. Anyway, the actual idea that you're plugged into like a space, like you're plugged into but just plug into an identical memory that someone's remembered from Matrix 3, is it? Matrix 2?
yeah, you're basically being plugged into a hard drive into a computer system.
Yeah. Well, I think Terminator is like more of an action like movie where like people's chasing.
My fighting Terminator is Terminator's just that film that everybody needs. When